Hello, long time no see. I am currently sitting in a park in New Canaan, Connecticut. It's very gorgeous around here. Um, I'm just chilling. There's a reason why I'm here, but do I want to share that on the internet? No. Hopefully you can hear me when it comes to the rustling of the trees. Currently putting on some sunscreen so that way my skin does not get messed up in this beautiful sun. I got off work not too long ago. I got off work around like an hour ago. It's now 4 o'clock. Today is May 26th, I believe. And my school year is almost done. If you don't know, I am a teacher and I work in, let's just say upstate New York. Let's say that. I know no one really cares, but there's people online who are a little weird. And my school year is about to be over with. And I think I'm making this video because it's more of a reflection of the things I have gone through since October of last year into this year. Oopsies. I went through a lot of SHIT back in October of 2025. I'm gonna try my best not to name any names, but I think I'm gonna make the title of this adult bullies because I had my fair shares of them, and I realized this is what you get for being nice. You can be nice to people and not expect shit from them, and that's something that I learned over the year, is that it doesn't matter how nice you are. People are always going to take advantage of you. People are always going to be rude to you. People are always going to be just not nice. And I think for me, I learned that I have to continue being nice even when people aren't nice to me, because that's just what kind of person I am. I'm not a person of getting my lick back or having to ruin somebody else's life just because they're trying to do the same to mine. I just realized that I have to continue being nice and hold love in my heart while people are being BITCHs. She's a BITCH. I think she spelled that wrong. But yeah, so I realized that, oh, I forgot to do my face, hold on. Me currently getting my face as I record myself. This is very hilarious, to be honest. Let me just, probably gonna edit this out. But, I gotta protect my face. I don't know, I kind of, as somebody who is now 27 years old, I am just making sure I'm protecting my skin, because I love myself too much to get skin cancer or to age myself quicker, which I don't want to do. God forbid, God forbid. Okay, there we go. I feel a little bit more protected now. But yeah, so I, you know what, if my pose looks crazy, my pose looks crazy. Also, I cut my hair. Usually they say, because I recently had somebody pass away, but if I'm correct, in my way of practice, or I think in my family, they say like you're not supposed to cut your hair until after 6 months of when somebody, like a loved one, passes. So I had to wait. Well, I kind of waited a little bit, just a little bit, like 6 months and some change. I recently cut my hair like a week or two ago, so now my hair is very short, and I'm loving it because it just makes me feel a little bit like cooler and nothing touching my neck. So that's also a blessing right then and there. But going back, I went through a lot of stuff. I had a loved one pass away in October, and there was already a lot of stuff happening at my job with an incident that occurred. I can't really say much because, God forbid, if anybody finds my YouTube channel and I'm saying this, I do not want to get in trouble. But an incident occurred at my workplace with a coworker who was my co-lead. And I realized that co-lead was, a very sweet person. I think at the end of the day, that person really, sorry, there's like birds in the back. That person really wanted me to have their back when it was the wrong time to have their back, which meant like most likely I would probably be losing my job if I would have had, their back. It was a lot of changes happening, and I think a lot of people just wasn't in the right mindset or knew what they were doing, which caused a lot of things to happen. Let's just say that. And so I had a coworker who basically just wanted me to be on their side 100%, and I just felt like it wasn't the time to do that, especially since I had just, I was in the moment of losing a person who was, a family member for me, even though I'm not blood related, but still, like, I've known that person for a while, and, it's still a loved one. And for that coworker to kind of just not fully understand a lot of things, especially after my family member passed away, it was just really heartbreaking. Before I stopped talking to said coworker, I did my best to, because that person was my co-lead teacher. I was basically an assistant teacher. And so I did my best to basically have everything under control while a lot of things were occurring. And a lot of things were occurring. And I just felt like, you can only do so much as a person, just one person who literally just lost someone. You can only do so much. And it was really rough. And I basically had to stop talking to that person because they were just really mean. They were yelling at me constantly about, wanting things a certain way, even though, I really did try my best. But once again, coming from a person who's grieving and then they're being thrown into a position that they didn't ask for, basically I got made co-lead after they were placed on, I'm just going to leave it there. You could probably figure it out on your own. Well, they weren't in the school, and so I had to become lead with another teacher. And we've been doing this since October of 2025. And I'm just reflecting on adult bullies and how it's really sad to have somebody who is older than you treat you like shit. Because, I looked at that person as somebody who was almost admirable. I felt like I really loved their teaching, and I adored the way they interacted with their children and how they taught them. But, behind the scenes, it just wasn't a healthy relationship. It wasn't a relationship that was, curated with, somebody who is older than you, and you want to learn from them. It just wasn't that. And it honestly made me sad because I really, really like this person. All for them to basically tear me down. I'm sorry if this person is watching this, but you tore me down. You really made me sad. The fact that this person said a lot of mean things towards me, saying that I wasn't deserving of, becoming lead, which I understand. Once again, I understand it's frustrating to watch somebody who's been there for like 3 years versus you who's been there for 18 years, and watching a person have your job. But once again, it was not my fault. You know, it was not my fault. I am not the cause of what occurred at that time. That was on them. They are an adult, and when you make a mistake, you cannot blame children. You cannot blame people that weren't there during the incident. I wasn't even working when the incident occurred, so it really pained me to, I also received like messages that were very, it was close to like verbal abusiveness and just getting yelled at. I was even being yelled at in person, and I'm being contacted through my other coworkers to get to me because I wasn't contacting this person. And it was for a good reason. I'm not going to talk to anybody who is verbally abusing me and then sends me a long text message about how I don't deserve being co-lead and I don't deserve that classroom because, you've been there for such and such an amount of years. And then also having to deal with the fact that this person is most likely, I'm not sure, but based on a lot of people that they have been talking a lot of crap about me to parents and coworkers, and it's just really sad, And when you have adult bullies, it's like they see you and they're like, I honestly wish I had, at the bottom of the whole like jealousy and being upset and all of that, at the bottom of it is that they don't have boundaries. They don't respect your boundaries. They believe you're better. They're better than you, which is fine by me. I really don't care. I don't look at people and go, I'm better than this person. They don't deserve this, yada, yada, yada. I know where my path is, and I know that if my path leads to something different, then it leads to something different, because that's probably something that I need to either go through, or as I like to say, grow through, or something that will lead me to my goal. But yeah, it really hurt. It really hurt. And I still think about it, even though I've been trying to make peace with it. But I think it really, like, the whole situation got caught up when it came to, like, me grieving and then having to deal with this person who was very verbally abusive. And it just, I think now that school is almost over and I'm going to have, like, 4-year-olds literally, I don't know what that was. Okay. Sorry. I'm literally going to have my 4-year-olds going on to kindergarten, and I'm just really happy. And it does make me sad because they have no idea what has been happening for, from October till now. They just don't have any idea of what's been going behind the scenes, and they shouldn't know until they get older. Or maybe they will never know, which is also fine with me. Like, sometimes you just have to go through life without knowing certain things. Yeah. I think because there was something that I portrayed, or something that, maybe not portrayed, but because I try my best to be 100% myself, even when people feel uncomfortable with it or they're in a disagreement about it. But I think because I'm like, not to have a big head. I'm sorry, I'm hearing something. It's a bird. But not to sound like I have a big head or a big ego, but I really try my best to be authentic and real. There are times where I'm not authentic and real because I'm trying to, like, become one with, like, a standard or something that makes other people feel comfortable. But majority of the time, I'm very, I do my best to be 100% real with people. Like, this is who I am. This is how I'm going to dress. Like right now, this is how I'm going to dress. This is how I'm going to appear. This is how I'm going to talk. This is how my best way of teaching children. Like, I have my way of doing things, and I have to be okay with people not liking it. And I think because the coworker that I had, she realized that I had boundaries and that I'm not gonna sit around and be disrespected. I am a person that tells people one thing, and I've had multiple incidences with this coworker about a lot of things, and I have gotten verbally yelled at and just downright disrespected. And I think when it came to this specific thing, I was kind of like, yeah, this is not it. And I just told them, like, you need to understand that everybody understands what you're going through. No one is trying to be your enemy or anything. And I just felt like that person was trying to become or make everybody their enemy when everybody was trying to help them. But that person wasn't seeing it, and that's fine. But you're not going to disrespect anybody in their boundaries. That's just where I cut the line at. And I felt disrespected with this person for, I would say, probably 2 years, even though I've been working with this person for 3 years. But I would say probably by my first and second year, I've noticed that there has been a large disrespect, and I've tried my best to keep it very professional and try to keep it very I'm not going to attach myself to your behavior. I'm going to try my best to acknowledge that you are upset and we can work through it, and that's it. like we can come together and not have an attitude all the time. And yeah, and that's just really what it is. And I think I realized that this person just kind of felt like I was maybe something that they wanted but couldn't have. And that's the reason why, I don't know, you can assume many things, but I think that's the reason why this person was very upset with me. This person wanted my attention. This person wanted me to react the way that they were reacting. And me personally, I can't do that. I cannot do that. I've been a very reactionary person ever since I was a child. I grew up in hostility and aggression and anger. And I think, at a certain age, probably when I was probably like 23, 24, I just realized that I can't hold this type of emotion within me. And I think it has everything to do with like me having PCOS, even though supposedly they renamed it to like P something. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I have PCOS, and I felt like it might have been triggered through my behaviors and how I react to things, and how I didn't find or have the resources of calming my body down when certain things would become a hassle for me or become stressful for me. And I think nowadays, like, I'm trying to like sit down with myself. There are times where I mess up where I'm just like, I'm just feeling this way and I need to get it out. But then there's other times where I'm like, I'm acknowledging it and I try to talk through it, because I realize talking is like my favorite thing to do. The birds are getting louder. I don't know what's happening, but I try my best to, if I have an issue, I talk through it to somebody. I don't hold anger, even if it is frustrating. And that's one of my mottos in this life, is that if I am ever feeling some type of negative emotion, I'm not going to take it out on anybody. And I really don't want to, because I know there's consequences. Like, you end up losing a friend, or you have people who don't want to be around you. And it's just sad. And so that's why, like, with that said coworker, it's really sad having a person feel like, I don't know, like in competition or something. Because I was never in competition with this person. I always adored this person. I felt like they just knew what they were doing, obviously. Like, they knew that, like, they're a teacher and that they want to, teach children, like, the ways of life. And I really freaking adored that. And it makes me upset, because it's like, to think that this person felt like I was, I don't know, like planning or being evil or trying to take their job away or something like that. Like, that's not the type of person I am. I've, I've even worked with this person during the summertime. If I was really that evil, I probably would have been sabotaging a lot of things. I would have been doing a lot of crazy stuff, but because once again, I'm not that person to do that. And so it's just like, but yeah, I mean, going back, adult bullies, not freaking fun, dude. And I thought to myself, because I was like, if I'm ever working with somebody who's younger than me, I'm showing them the ropes. I'm not going to sit there and like, be like, oh, look, this person doesn't know what they're doing. Maybe they shouldn't work here. Everyone started their job not knowing anything. Everyone started their job not knowing how to do things. And for somebody who is well seasoned to turn around and kind of like crap on them or make them feel like belittled or anything, that just shows what kind of person you are. And who wants to be around that? That's just bitterness, and I'm not obviously bitterness is a human emotion. It happens. But to have that as your character is just insane to me, because it's just like, I don't know. But, yeah. If you ever have an adult bully, try not to take things personally. And if they ever get verbal with you, or God forbid, even physical with you, talk to somebody about that. Because that's just not okay at all. And I was really like sticking up for this person, and once again, they just crapped all over me. But this is also a lesson for me, like, to also stay nice. Like, still be nice to people, even if they are not showing signs of kindness to you. And I think that's one lesson that comes from this entire issue, is that when people are being rude to you and they're not respecting you, still be kind to them. Still be kind to them. Still show up with kindness, even if it hurts. Because I have been hurting, and I have been doing my best with still staying true to myself and still staying kind to everyone. And if you ever have people like discouraging you, because that's what I was witnessing and being told, don't listen to people. Don't listen to people. Like, I was told to like seek out people because you don't know anything, and yes, I didn't know anything, but a lot of those people that I spoke to, they had my back, and they knew that I wasn't, like, I didn't know what to do, but they had my back. Even when I mess up, they still had my back. It wasn't like, oh, you're doing horrible, or you don't know what you're doing, move, or stuff like that. I was still having people to still support me and still hold patience in their hearts to help me with a lot of things. And honestly, if they see this video, thank you very much. I mean, you guys don't, I feel like a thank you isn't enough. You deserve every good thing that's coming to you. Just for helping somebody who is discouraged. Like, that's a beautiful thing. And honestly, like, when it comes to my ex-coworker, I still hold love. I still hold love for them, and I still wish them the best, to be honest. Because they deserve it. Even if they probably felt like they don't deserve what's coming to them, or what they felt wrong, I still say that I hope you have a good life. And that's not out of being sarcastic or anything. It's like, I genuinely hope you find love in your heart, to not be bitter towards people, to not discourage people, that one day you just feel the love and the light. Not to be like those woo-woo girls, but it's like, literally, I hope you find this genuine light and love to hold space and to be patient with people, even if they are still finding their way through this world. Like with her, I pray that for her, because it was really sad. I mean, you're hurting and you want to hurt people. And honestly, I don't wish that on anybody. But that was my talk on adult bullies, because I was bullied. I don't think them as a whole character like they're a bully, but I was bullied. Even if that sounds like, oh, you're being sensitive. No, I was bullied by definition. I haven't really told you guys like all of it, but I was definitely bullied by somebody who's like 30 years older than me, probably 40 years older than me, and it's just not okay. And I hope that if you guys are going through it, that you still find a way to be positive and to hold patience for that person and not stoop to their level, because that's the worst thing you can ever do, is be reactionary like how they are. Because once you stoop to that level, it's kind of hard for you to come back to a neutral space. So I'm ending it here. I'm gonna go relax and probably paint, and that's it. I'll see you guys probably in the next video. I'm probably gonna talk about my teaching experiences, because I feel like I don't really talk about that as much. A lot of it is like life stuff, art stuff, a vlog thing. So for anybody who's a teacher, I'll probably make some videos about that. But I'll see y'all later, and I'm gonna enjoy my view by the lake, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye bye.